Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're sick. I guess getting better, but it's fucking everywhere, man. Right?
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, if you're not a part of the Discord and all that fun stuff, remember last week when I was like,
right,
we can't continue and do this anymore. I need to get the fuck out of here. There was a reason for that, because I had COVID and it was it fucking hit hard. So yeah, I knew something was wrong, and I was just like, oh, nope, we're not doing Sable Versus this week.
So yeah. I think I finally got over whatever gunk I was dealing with before Thanksgiving.
See, we just like to share. We like to share.
Right.
You know, I get gout, then you get gout. You get some sort of plague, and then
tested twice negative.
Negative, yeah. So
and it lasted a lot longer, and like there's different things.
Yeah.
I think I ended up getting like a sinus infection on top, and then right after that was getting done, I ended up I think I had like
the flu maybe or something like that.
No, I think I had like arthritis inflammation
like
over
hell?
all my body.
You sound like an old man right now.
I think that's what happened last Wednesday, and in between here and there. Yeah, like I didn't have enough strength to open a pickle jar. Like I fucking was like a brand new one. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on there. And then my son tested positive for strep today.
And my son's, well, we didn't go get tested, but we assumed it's strep, and we had
You're like, yeah, probably.
We have leftover amoxicillin. So we were just like, all right, let's get him started. And hey, guess what? He started feeling better. And actually, that was the day that I tested positive for COVID. The school called and was like, hey, Zeke's come down like 4 times with stomach aches. I'm like, fuck. It's like, well, I can't come get him because I'm trying to stay away, and I can't really drive or whatever. It's just so much fun.
That's been a week.
Yeah.
That's been a week.
Dude, I don't remember the first time it got so boring. Like the last couple days, I'm like, I can't be around. I can't watch movies with my family. I can't, like, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out stuff to do. And here's the problem. You know, I was like, all right, I'm getting stuff done. I have the cards back there that I've been sorting and putting away. I ran out of binder sheets and stickers, because that's how I determine like if I have extra cards and put them in the box. And so then I'm like, okay, let's Amazon this. Or I was trying to get Cindy to pick up some stuff at Walmart or Target, all out everywhere. So then I'm like, all right, Amazon next day. Nope, it's not coming till this Wednesday. So then I was like, well, shit, I can't even organize my cards. So yeah, it was fun.
You're competing against Christmas right now, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. I should have Christmas shopped.
And I should point this out, dovetail this into, if you're trading or selling cards through the mail, it's going to be a little bit slower in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Sup, Scott you?
So why'd you say Scott you?
Oh, Scott you. Scott you? Like Matthew to Scott you. It's hard to say now.
So I do want to say,
like
I do want to point one thing out that I did notice from this year and last year, and I'm not getting on a preachy soapbox thing, but I do want to just give this kind of little bit. Cindy and Drake both got vaccinated like a month and a half ago, because he was going in. Obviously, he was sick and got, his COVID, or they tested. He wasn't tested for positive for COVID and the flu or whatever. So then he got his shots. Those two, they were with me the whole time. And this happened last year too, where Cindy got vaccinated. When I got COVID and Drake got COVID, neither Zeke or Cindy got it. So the people that got vaccinated ended up not getting it. I'm not saying that's going to happen every time. It's just with the two instances of it happening in our household, The people that were vaccinated didn't get it. Now I will put this out there. Zeke did not get vaccinated. We were going to do it this last Friday, but obviously I got sick. But I kept my distance. I did whatever. But that first night I was with Cindy, you know, I'm laying there just in pain and all that. So if she was going to get it, you know,
that would have probably been it.
Yeah. But, and the thing is she works with cancer patients. There is a huge uptick right now with that. It's the same thing that happened before. This is the flu. I mean, this is what it is. I'm not saying it's the flu. It's just, we're going to deal with this every year. So what I said to Cindy, kind of just, if you're going to get your vaccine for the flu, you might as well be getting it for COVID because this sucked. Both times
and
for me,
my sister's a nurse in the general population, and she's like, I've been exposed a bunch. I am vaccinated, and I have not had any even close calls.
And that's not even going to say that,
even though being exposed and stuff like that. So
hey, thanks, Scott. He's even the lighting looks cool. Yeah, I got Christmas color lights. I even got my upper lights are all green and red. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just saying out there, just for people looking for their family, you know, we get the flu shot every year, you know, and now it's just another thing that we're gonna have to get. And I'll tell you this, that you know, people might not experience it bad, but it sucks. Every day was different. You text me, you're like, how you doing today? And I'm like, well, this is what happened last night, and now I'm feeling like this, and now it's this. Like, I had every different symptom, but it happened over a 4 or 5 day span. It was never like all of it at once. It was like, okay, you're gonna have body aches and chills, and then that's gonna transform into body sweats and body aches, and then that's gonna turn into diarrhea, and that's gonna turn into this and this and that. And it's like,
that got messy. Quick.
And then I don't take naps, but fucking hey, was it yesterday? I woke up, I walked to here, sat down, started to like look at cards or work stuff, and then I was like, nope. And I went right back to bed until noon. I was like, the tiredness hit the last couple days. So that's been fun. Anyways, let's get off of COVID, because you know, you guys are gonna hear about it a bunch. It's just the sickness season. If you have kids, you're dealing with it. I mean,
right.
You had little Lau, and yeah, it's just fun. Okay. So anyways,
this is why we should vote for people that talk about smaller class sizes in school. So then there's less transmission.
I don't even know where.
I'm just going for smaller class sizes.
Okay, so what do we got in store today? We're gonna do another kind of a tight episode again, just because of I don't know how long this is gonna be lasting. So what is in store for
I like the name of it. We're going for a sword fight tournament.
Yeah.
So it has to be, it's equipment with the name sword in it. You know, it's gonna be a majority of Sword of X and Y's. But there are plenty of other equipment that have sword in it.
But there's only 10 of those. So
yeah,
we gotta add
expand it a little bit.
You know, there's a couple of these that aren't part of the sword of blah 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 that I think are gonna make their way. There's some that will and we'll see. Where are you gonna go off the board right away? Because you won the last 2 tournaments. You're on a 2 tournament win streak.
I get to go again.
And you get to do first pick this week.
Absolutely have a first pick, and I'm hoping you go another way, and then I can get
the Great Henge.
My third pick. What?
You're going with the Great Henge as your first pick?
You know, if there was a sword that had a big forest thing on it, then I'd pick it. Hashtag Team Forest Walk Sword.
Oh shit! Where's the button? Damn it!
Get the fuck out!
And then we will finish with what we didn't finish last week, because staple versus we have to finish. That was,
and you know, we like to finish right after the sword fight.
No, you know, the problem is if we did a sword fight, we'd have to get some zoom in camera lenses going.
Right, our noses would touch first.
That was a good one. That was a good one. All right. So yeah, episode 302. Oh, I didn't tell you this ahead of time. Guess what special occasion thing is for this particular video? This is a milestone in videos. not coughing,
I don't know.
but this is video number 1,000 that we have done. This one right here. So we've done 1,000 videos as of
On YouTube.
On YouTube, yep. So currently,
Well, that's gonna be exciting when we surpass our subs.
that's actually one of the things I was like, we almost have as many videos as there are subs, so we got to keep on cranking those out.
Probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
But
And then another thing that is, you can hear my voice is kind of going. We are getting our merch is coming in tomorrow. We're going to be getting that. So if you're part of the Discord, you're going to get to see that some of that stuff a little early. But we're going to be doing an announcement coming up with the store when that gets going, and we're going to do a big kickoff with that. So just a little side note, I highly recommend you should become a patron if you aren't already, because we're going to be doing giveaway stuff. And you know, the special stuff with the tiers and all that. So make sure you become a patron if you aren't already a patron. But anyways, that's just a shameless, not shameless plug, I guess.
glad we talked about it beforehand.
I don't think did you do anything last week? No. Everything's a brain.
We got our Christmas tree up. I didn't even post that on the Discord. Bad me. Yeah, we did our Christmas stuff this weekend. So probably spread strep all over the metro area.
Hey, I did that at the Vikings game with COVID, you know, because it was the night before.
We're all fucked. It's all. I don't know what the fuck did I do. Yeah, we just went and got the Christmas tree, set up the house, and
just
and then
you drank beer, you traitor. The hell is that crap? I can't drink it on the podcast.
I forgot,
but I got to drink. I forgot I can't drink. And then there's
we went to
flight
Chicago.
of
That's
beer.
Where my son definitely gave somebody strep, but
somebody got pregnant.
I just had a little like pairings. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of little fun stuff, and there was Christmas beers and like a smoked pineapple beer. I was like, yeah, I'm like taking a picture. I was gonna show it off. I was like, I'm not supposed to be drinking. I already. And I just forgot. And I was like, well, I bought it. My wife doesn't drink beer. I can't just hand it off.
So then
did you just
go all out at that point? You're like, well, since I'm drinking beer, I might as well have some Malort.
No.
It's starting to show up at the bars,
I barely finished that pint's worth of beer.
Nice.
So
very nice. Well, I am not drinking tonight, just so you know, and you're not drinking. So this is a sober episode. Good thing we're not
real short.
Yeah. We're going to get to our points and move along. Well, it's a tournament, so there really isn't any way you can go any longer or whatever. All right.
Shit about all your picks.
Of course you are.
That's just what I do.
Was there anything that you did video-wise last week? No? You had your curateds. That's about it. Speaking of that. Okay, well, let's get to tags really quick so we can get kind of to this tournament and everything. You can become a patron by donating $1 or more. That gets you into the Discord. Giveaway stuff's coming up. So now that we start doing the giveaways, there is some extra stuff that happens with becoming a patron there. So $1 gets you into Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. The higher you move on those tiers, the higher you can get, or you can get foil proxies like this little bad guy. Actually, let me show one of the newer ones. I did show that last week on the sheet, but then let's stay with the theme. There's that heroic intervention from AJ. Cool. Suggested on that one was a suggestion there, and that is the T-Rex, the whole signature scene from Jurassic Park. So that's a financial way to support the show. You can also support the show by donating on the live stuff. Not today necessarily. We're not taking shots, but Malort is normally in play. That is a financial way. You can also financially support us by jumping on YouTube and subscribe there. If you have a chance to watch us or listen to us, watch us on YouTube, because that actually helps us. Every fraction of a penny adds up and eventually becomes a penny. So technically you're financially supporting us, even though it's a free way to support us.
One whole penny.
One whole penny. Like I mentioned earlier, we have 1,000 videos that we have done. Some of them are a lot better than others, and some of them are just horse shit. No, they aren't horse shit. They just don't get seen. But we have tons of videos. In fact, you might be having some stuff coming in this week. I still haven't got my notification from Secret Lair. Are you opening that?
That's true.
Or is that what you're opening
so
this
my
week?
Secret Layers might be coming in. I don't know which one. I don't really look at my emails.
I believe it would be the fall super drop
the
because
first one.
Yeah, the one that's currently going
Spooky drop.
Starts shipping in 2 days.
I didn't buy nearly as much as you, so
That's all right. It's something
I mean,
on there.
Still, yeah, I might get Indoraptor in the mail today, so I don't know if you're gonna build or if I'm gonna build this week.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to, you could build because I gotta go
discuss.
drive. Yeah,
I gotta get the card in the mail first.
So yeah, the spotlight is we're gonna have either one of the 2 decks going this week and next week. So I'm gonna be building the Merfolk deck, RoboCop, your Merfolk. I'm gonna be building that dude. It's gonna be kind of like a mix between like landfall, and I had a thought of self mill, and I think I still am gonna have 2 cards in there for the occasions that I mill myself down to it. But I started putting it together and it seems like it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be pretty strong. I think it's gonna be a good deck for excuse me, not newer players, but I could give to somebody that it's not too overpowering because it's very straightforward. You're just milling yourself down, or you can decide not to. I think how I'm gonna play it is try to mill my deck out. But yeah, so we'll have 2 spotlights. One going this week, one going next week. Most likely mid to late week, so Wednesday or Thursday. All right, so that is YouTube. Make sure you guys check out that there. You're also going to subscribe there because we are going to have all the voting for this tournament is only going to appear there. So like we did the last tournament, for your places to vote, it's only going to be on YouTube. So if you're listening now and you want to vote, make sure you jump on YouTube there. You can also follow us on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. Now it's called X for the time being.
And into a symbol.
Yes. And then you can direct message us there, or you can direct message us by shooting us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. I think that's it for all that stuff. My voice is going to go. So let's get to it.
Curated this last week. City of Shadows is a really cool land.
That's what I asked you. I said, did you do anything
I was coughing and dying.
Okay. Sorry.
And so it's a land that can tap and it exiles a creature you control. And then it puts a little counter thingy on it. Or you can tap it for as many counter thingies on it. So I have it in Xavier Saul because that's kind of a lot of
counter thingies.
Not populate, but
populate is proliferate.
Proliferate.
You have COVID brain too.
No, I'm just dumb. That's
no, you're the Stump the Smith savant.
Thank God it's not Stump this week. And so proliferating it to get bigger and bigger and bigger, it's pretty fun. And also it works in like stealing decks where it's like a sack outlet that ramps you a little bit. So check out that curated. I'll have a couple more coming from the Xavier Saul deck. I did also do the goldfishing of that.
Yep.
I might do another one this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Just because the deck has changed quite a bit and I've probably learned a lot more between the two.
That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, because then the goldfishing, if you guys don't know, it's just, we've talked about it a bunch. It just runs through the deck, just plays it, solitaire.
Go for about an hour.
Yeah, just to see how it all runs and everything. So that was fun. I actually watched your last one, the last couple runs on it. So I think they're pretty good. I mean, you got to goldfish. Goldfishing's kind of a...
Right.
before you get it out with playing with your friends and stuff like that. It's just a good way to know how the deck, what you're missing, what you need to add. Maybe it runs fine. I mean, yeah.
Right. Well, so initially I went into it, like giving the example for why you want a goldfish is initially what I wanted to go into it was, having planeswalkers that create creature tokens. But the problem ended up being that a lot of them are minuses. And also like when it's a cheaper one, so like the ninja dude, he'll come down for 3, but he'll go down to 1 loyalty and make a 1/1. And it's like that you can't really block. It's like, what was the point of making that token?
Yeah, and then you're sacrificing that token to add 1 back onto it.
But but even so, you got to protect it for a turn. Somebody can just kind of beep and it's done. And so when you have that kind of stuff going on, you got to be like, okay, maybe I need some smaller creatures instead of smaller planeswalkers, and the planeswalkers that are bigger got to create bigger blocking creatures, and then they're worth populating. And so later on I was like, Xavier Sol does not do the proliferation, he does the population, and like making an army of the bigger tokens that are created, and then
Oh,
everything else is proliferating and supporting planeswalkers as I'm going.
gotcha.
And so once it kind of got ironed out in that regard, and you also got to like make sure that you have enough planeswalkers in a Super Friends deck,
Yeah,
or else you're not
really
getting enough of that going, right? And so you take staples or whatever cards you think should be in there, and you're like, can that be a planeswalker?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of only having planeswalkers that make tokens, I should also have planeswalkers that draw me cards. Is that going to be good enough? And you gotta balance it, and it's been a hard deck to balance. So it still comes out a little awkward at times, but I think it's better than when I tested it out last Wednesday or Thursday.
Nice. Hey, and I don't know if you've done this or not, but have you thought of like any of the creatures like wood elves, where it's something that has an ETB trigger and then you don't care about them and you can sacrifice them or use them for chump blockers, and that's kind of your ramp package?
Because again, it's sacrificing the creatures ends up not being what I'm really doing, because everything else is proliferating. So there's like artifacts that'll proliferate, sorceries and instances that'll proliferate, there's the Vraska that'll proliferate.
Yeah.
So everything else is trying to proliferate and make the walker stronger. And then later on, I'm taking counters off of them
to populate,
to populate and make, like Nissa the Animist completed or whatever makes like an 8/8 or a 9/9. You want to populate that a couple times in a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's like 5/5 demons with flying, or you generally don't want to populate the like 3/3 beast from any Garooks, but they're chump blocks that'll keep things alive for a bit. So you have some big tokens that can be made, and those are what I want to populate. And there's been a couple of fun additions that allow you to make tokens of planeswalkers. And then you can populate those, and that's been kind of fun. So I think it's like the 6th Doctor from the Doctor Who's that'll make a token of the first legendary spell you make.
So you do that with
so if you do a planeswalker, you make a second one. If it's a doubling season, you make a third one, and if you populate it, you get 2 more. And
your colors are green, blue, and black.
Yeah.
So
it's
you could
fun.
Did you do the Jace one that makes a token copy of itself? That one?
You know what? It doesn't. It
won't fit. It doesn't make sense in that one.
It's just scrying.
Yeah.
I need something. I needed something a little bit more.
Gotcha.
And right now I've cut out like Jace Bellerin and Mu Yangling. I want to get the other one into play. There's still some things that I want to move around.
I want to see how it
less pieces.
Okay. I want to see how this bad boy runs. It sounds like it's gonna be fun.
It's been a lot of fun to like goldfish on the Moxfield app.
Yeah.
Because
you can just run through a bunch of goldfish. It's a little harder when you're shuffling it up.
I'm just doing it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's get to it. Let me get to our actual. We're
Sword
here,
fight!
and we are here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
All right, we are doing the sword fight tournament. This is like our 6th tournament, 7th tournament we've done. We've done like 4 this year, 3 this year. I think 3 this year.
3 Mana Rocks, Planeswalkers, this one. And
we did the saltiest. That's what we started with.
That was like 2 years ago, though, right?
We all know Great Henge wins. That's what. All right, here we go.
You guys.
So let's see here. We got to get to, because I got to show what cards are getting here. So how does this work? We're going to draft these. We have quite a few of these, and then we'll kind of let you guys know where they line up in what their first matchups are going to be. So I'm going to jump back over to here. Lowry, you won the last tournament, the last 2 tournaments, in fact. So you get the first pick. I will get you a drum roll. And do you know what you're gonna be picking before I hit this drum roll? You got your pick?
You're gonna have to tell me.
Well, all right. Drum roll is going.
Oh, I can hear it. Is it done?
Yep.
Maybe I can't. I don't know.
I pointed at you.
All right. Number 1 pick overall is Sword of Feast and Famine.
Oh, all right.
You were gonna go something else?
Yeah. Well.
Well.
Let me see. I just gotta mark you.
I'm
for that.
hoping that you go some other way, and then there's like 4 that are really good.
I am gonna go with the number 1. Oh shit.
The number 1. Are you talking about like? Oh, you went through like EDH Rec and
Dex.
CD.
Yeah.
Somebody
Ooh.
fucking prepped. Jesus.
Oh shit. I'm just not sure if I want to do that, but it is in the most. But then that means they're gonna do that one. So
Are you gonna do Animist?
I'm gonna do Animist. Is where I'm gonna go.
No way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
That has a good shot though.
Sword.
That has a good shot. I was not gonna pick that.
Oh, I thought that was the one.
That was gonna be middling for me, but I get it. I get why it's there.
It's in the most. It's in 177,000 EDH Rec decks. Feast and Famine, by the way, 78,000. So that's up there.
I'm gonna say that's a price difference, that's an access issue, not a one card's better.
I know. Animist it's known. I'm good with the Animist one. I didn't stick with the Sword of blah 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 blah. Wanted to get that one off the board.
All right. I'm gonna go with what I like better personally than Sword of Animist.
I know where you're
and
going.
Something similar.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Sword of Hearth and Home.
Yep. I was debating between the two. I think I like that one maybe a little better.
I like that blink.
Yeah.
Like being able to like if you go get a basic land and then blink a wood elf, like that's better, right? Or double strike.
I went against my own my own rankings because I was worried you were gonna take it. I was so convinced that was your number 1 was Animist. My number 1 overall is Hearth and Home. Number 2 was Feast and Famine. Number 3 was Animist. That's how
I'm very happy with both of my picks. I hope you have regret and tears.
No.
For your
But Hearth and Home actually has 87,000, so that one's actually
it's a very good card.
Yeah.
I have been impressed with it.
I am going to go with stick with your numbers, Adam. My number 4 overall would be Truth and Justice.
Oh, that was I agree. That was going to be my next one. And Truth and Justice, that the one counter and then proliferating, very good.
Oh, I'm not pulling any of these up. Hang on a second. Let me back this up.
You're not. Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. COVID brain, right?
Give me a second. All right. So the first overall pick, let me get this up. Sword of, we can just get the swords. Actually, I did that with the advanced searching last time. Let me do this just to get these up. Sword in the name and the type. We are looking for equipment. Here, just want to show it. Sorry about that, guys. So the first overall pick was Feast and Famine. So we're at the F there. So this was our first overall pick. Was this one?
So basically, you get to untap your lands, and whoever you hit have to discard a card.
And then
I'm always of a thought of if you can untap your lands during your turn, it's almost like taking an extra turn.
Quinn says #professionals. And then I went with Sword of the Animist, which is right here. So that's the whenever it attacks, you may search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. 2 and 2.
Okay.
And then number 3 was Hearth and Home, which I think is a very good pick. Like you said,
when it deals damage, you get to blink a creature and go get a basic land, put it into play tapped.
I think when we
pro green and white as well.
When we did this, didn't we do this battle in Staple Versus?
You're right, we did.
And I
don't remember.
I think Animist won, but we were both like,
"Oh, good for you." There we go. Hold on.
Oh,
good for you.
And then let's see, that was your pick. So then the next one with Truth and Justice. So then it is this one right here. So this is off the Modern Horizons one. It adds the 1/1 counter and then proliferating. Speaking of what Lowry is kind of talking about with his deck. All right, now we're back on track. So those are the top 4 picks. Lowry, what is your third overall pick?
I'm gonna go oldie but a goodie. This is probably my favorite in my heart, not in my head, but Sword of Fire and Ice.
You're going in the order that I have everything ranked. That's funny.
We
It's
are.
really funny.
mine.
It's exactly
it's
ranked the way I have it.
Pro red and blue, +2/+2, obviously. And then whenever it deals damage, you get to draw a card and 2 damage to any target creature or player. Any target. So it could be a planeswalker too. Now, the great thing is it's not the creature that's dealing the damage. And so if something has protection from your creatures, that is a colorless source.
Because it's coming
And
from
so
the
it
sword,
can
yeah.
deal that kind of damage. And it's a really nice flexibility there. And just drawing cards in decks that can't draw cards is great as well. So a little bit of removal, a little bit of draw goes a long way.
There you go. And that is in 44,000 EDH rec decks. All right. What do I want to go with next? Well, let's just stick with what I put for my order. My next one would be another FF. So I'm doing Forge and Frontier.
I'm glad you're taking this one.
Where are you? Forge and Frontier. So that is from the Phyrexia All Will Be 1/1. So this is the Pro Red and Green. And this one is deals combat damage, exile the top 2 cards of your library. So it does what red does. You can play those at this turn. And you may play an additional land that turn. So you get a little land bump there. So that is me.
I like it. I just have not played it, so I have no idea how to rank it. I think it's good. I like it better than some swords that I have played with, but I'm just glad that you took it, so I didn't have to evaluate where I had to put it.
Forge.
All
right.
So and also like it. My last for sure one that I definitely want on the list.
You have more than just that.
After this, I quit.
I get all the picks.
Sword of Light and Shadow.
Light and Shadow. Both of Forge Frontier and Light and Shadow are both in 27,000 EDH rec decks. I'll get the Light and Shadow
Pretty
here.
close again. So pro black, pro white, +2/+2. And when it deals damage, you get to gain 3 life and bring a creature from your graveyard back into your hand. Again, I like it when you're sacrificing a bunch of creatures or self-milling, and just that little bit of nice life gain does more than you think. It's not as good as obviously some of the other ones as we've talked about, but bringing creatures back into your hand and being able to replay them is quite good.
Yep. Okay. Is that what I want? No, I want that one. Trying to decide how I want to do this. I think I'm going to go with, for my next pick is going to be Sinew and Steel, I believe is how I want to do that.
Okay.
Where we got that? Here it is. So it's what, the 9th?
So that's
what pick am I?
8th pick. This is the 8th overall pick.
Oh shoot, I put yours in the wrong spot. L and S.
So this
can you read that one for me? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, pro red, pro black, +2/+2. And then whenever it deals damage to a player, you get to destroy up to 1 target planeswalker and up to 1 target artifact. Again, with this, it doesn't have to be that player that you're destroying
that is a
those
good point.
things for. You can be whatever. So you can be like, hey, we really need to get rid of that artifact. Can I deal you damage? I kill that. I won't kill your planeswalker, which is less relevant.
Yeah, that I don't think that one's going to hit very often, but I think the destroying any artifact on the field is
going to be huge.
Is kind of the bigger one. That's why I like that one better than the last 3 that are still on the board for the Sword ofs that are there.
Yeah.
But so that is Sinew and Steel for 8. 9th overall pick. for
Yeah,
you,
what-
Lowry?
What do you have on that list at that point? What would you pick
I'm
Just
not gonna
to discuss?
No, not nope. Nope.
Nope?
Nope.
What do you mean?
Oh, and by the way, Sanu and Steel had 24,000 EDH rec decks. The last
right.
3 are less. I'll just say that.
Really?
Does that help? I did not base it on the EDH rec decks. It was more of which ones I actually use.
Okay.
But the EDH rec decks help a little bit.
I'm gonna go with Sword of the Meek.
Ooh, all right. I was wondering. I was gonna pick that one at some point to get the it's the combo effect. So why don't you read that? Sorry, go ahead.
Right. So Sword of the Meek, and I should probably 2 mana to come out, but it's a 1/2, and then whenever a 1/1 creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may return Sword of the Meek from your graveyard to the battlefield, then attach it to that creature. And so this kind of combos with Thopter Foundry, where you can sacrifice an artifact to create a 1/1 that goes into the graveyard, comes back into play, attach. And as much mana as you have, you can just go back and forth. It's a really fun combo. It's also like a nice thing that you can just sacrifice artifacts to, and they can come back easy. And so, again,
It is a good combo
it a lot.
piece.
It doesn't mean that it's OP, and I probably picked it too early now that I'm talking about it. I don't think it's going to beat Sinu and Steel. That's what we're talking about at this point.
Yeah.
And I should have thought of it like that, because now we're on the second half.
Yep. Now that's what I'm like. Okay, planning this out a little bit.
Regret. feel like the Bears.
Hey, you got the
organization.
first 2 of your picks are, I should have gone by my stupid numbers. I have numbers next to each one of these of the order I like them, and I went way off the board because I took your what I thought you would be picking into a consideration, and I thought you were going to go for all right, the 10th overall pick.
This is going to go against Light and Shadow.
Yes, I'm going to go War and Peace. So of the swords left,
War and Peace.
it is the highest one, and actually one that I would.
Is this red, pro white,
Yep.
and whenever it deals damage to a player, they take the damage equal to what's in their hand, and you gain life to how many cards you have in your hand.
So this one
So those are
can work.
big.
It
can
can
be
work in
big swings.
in any game that you're playing. It would suck if they don't have cards, but you kind of
Right.
pick the people that have the
Yeah,
most cards.
they're in trouble if they don't have any cards in hand anyway.
Right.
Just stop picking on them. Come on.
So I think this one could be fun. I mean, especially if you're a player that I haven't played with a lot of these. Normally they kind of fit in the theme that I'm doing. But if you're a player that you do a good job of drawing cards and you have a lot of cards a lot of times, this is a good way to get your life way back up there. And then also doing some extra damage on top
Do
of
you have this in a deck right
That's
now?
what I was saying. I don't even have it in a single deck.
You don't. I swear, we played against somebody that had it then. And I was just impressed with it. Like, oh, it's just a huge swing back and forth.
Yeah, because you're hitting with whatever the creature is. You're dealing damage plus whatever amount of cards they had. More
I
damage.
should probably put that into Treebeard actually,
Oh, that's a good point.
where like you gain a bunch of life with whatever's in your hand. You're likely going to get through because it's a big trampling dude.
It could
like
go
that
in
idea.
the will deck because you're gaining life, but
That's true.
it actually might. Is it in will? I don't think so. It could be. Out of
could
all the
be.
swords that are there, this I think I might have it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe. All right.
I don't know.
The 11th overall pick. This will be going against Forge and Frontier.
Origin Frontier. That's gonna be a tough one. Origin Frontier. Yeah, that was a reach on Sword of the Meek. I regret that.
Milk was a very bad decision.
I think let's go with like a shot in the dark. I'm gonna go with Vorpal Sword. That's on the very bottom.
Vorpal. I thought you said Warple.
Vorpal.
Yeah, I like that one.
Vorpal. All right, so it's 1 black, gives +2/+0 and death touch, and then you can pay 8 until end of turn. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. And it's 2 black to equip. I like it for a lot of different reasons.
It's a
but
really
just being
low
able to just
drop to
end a
bring out.
game.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
too.
But the Death Touch is really great on a couple of different cards. Something like Kelsey really likes it, where you can just like ping creatures. It's a sweet card. Again, it feels high, but
Yeah,
this is the back end. Let's take some chances.
this is the back end.
Back
all
end of a sword
right.
fight.
So the next sword is
Gross.
going against Fire and Ice. Yes.
Fire and Ice.
Fire
That-
and
that'll be-
Ice.
I don't know if there's anything left that can compete against that.
Well, I will go with a card that's in a lot of precons that has more decks because Fire and Ice is in 44,000. This card is in 47,000 EDH rec decks,
All
but it
right.
is Sword of Vengeance.
Oh, that I almost picked that. So it's a good one.
Can you read that one
It's
for me?
always
Rob?
just a
Sorry.
little expensive. 3 to come out, 3 to equip, but it does so much.
Are you going to read it for me or am I going to have to read it?
Give me a second. I'm also
Oh,
writing.
I have it right up here.
I'm writing it. So
Okay. Well, okay. I got it now. So
I'm the one that does the notes. I'm gonna talk. I'm saving your voice. All right, buddy
Thank
boy.
you. Thank
Plus
you.
2/0. First strike, vigilance, trample, and haste. Again, goes crazy good on a death touch creature. So something like a Layla loves this because it it doesn't overlap at all. Other than no, it doesn't. It's so good when you combine it with something with other
with all the other,
like
with other
keywords.
stats. Yeah.
Yeah, but just having vigilance and first strike is a great combo. Haste and trample, it can be really aggressive. I think it's a really good one, just slightly overcosted.
Especially if you get that death touch on there like you've done before
Yeah.
with the trample and all that. And that doesn't work, Larry. No, you're wrong.
Just one damage right along.
All right. The next pick is going to be the 13th overall pick, and that is going against Truth and Justice.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with sort of the Peruns. Parons.
Peroons. What a maroon.
Peruns. Yeah, Peruns.
I like that one, though.
Ruins. It's for old people, but it works. All right. 4 mana come down, 3 to equip. And then as long as the equipped creature is tapped, creatures you control get +2/+2, or +2/+0, sorry. As long as it's untapped, creatures you control get +0/+2. And then you can pay 3 to either tap it or untap it. So it's kind of one of those, it's a bit of a combo trick. You can either make all your things a better blocker, better attackers.
And it has the untap on it, but I mean, it's really
Yeah,
high
being able
costed
to
for
untap
that.
stuff for mana is really nice.
Yeah,
There
so
we
you,
go.
you
What-
swing
what do
in, you swing in with your 2/0, all your stuff, and then on the crackback you can untap it, and then everything gets O+2, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. How many decks is this in?
That is in which one is that? That one's Peru. 12,000. 12,000. Yeah, everything else. I mean, we have a couple more that are right at.
I only have one more pick left. I don't know if I like this.
All right. So the number 14
Okay.
overall pick. Ugh. I don't know if I want to do that. That's not that good.
I have one that I like still, so just don't take that. This is going to go against Hearth and Home.
Let's see. What was the Oh, there's one that I actually like, but it's kind of cheating. It's this one. I'm going with Sword of the Realms. I knew there was something. I was like, there's one that I
Ooh.
really wanted. That let's see. So I'm number 14. Sword of the Realms. So what it is actually one of the gods. Realms. So on the front side, let me pull this one up. The front side is Halvar God.
No. We're not voting for Halvar.
Okay.
We
But
are
I'm just saying,
only voting for the equipment.
if people are
No
looking for
way.
it, if you're looking for it, because you can't find this one on EDH Rec if you search by the name of the sword. So if you're looking for this card, it's Halvar, God of Battle. and you can cast either side. So you're casting the other side. So Sword of the Realms. This is a white and a colorless. An equipped creature has 2+0 in vigilance. Whenever a equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. So it's kind of just saving your creature. And then you can equip for 1 colorless and 1 white. So it's a little bit of a nice little protection there. And that actually is in 30,000 EDH rec decks. All right, Lowry, your last pick. It is going to be going against my Sword of the Animist.
I'm going to go with an underdog. It's one that I like, but obviously more than I should be liking. And I'm going to go Sword of Once and Future.
Yeah.
Gives pro black, pro blue. When it deals damage, you get to surveil 2 and then cast an instant or sorcery for free. That is CMC 2 or less, if I'm remembering right. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I like casting spells for free. I like putting stuff in my graveyard. I like protection from black. Pro blue is but the pro black is pretty relevant.
This is
so
our least.
I like it.
Least used sword, but it is also the newest.
I get it.
So
I get it.
9
I don't like
9,000.
the other one.
I know 9,000 EDH
I don't like
rec
that one at
decks.
all.
I know, but it's like we almost have to have it.
Are you gonna do it?
I think I have to just so we have all the swords.
Oh my gosh, really?
I
I
feel
was
like
giving you a Sword of Caldro, which is gonna be that's a fan favorite. In
I
my
know.
mind.
I thought you were gonna pick that for sure, dude.
I probably should have. there was a shot in there, Sword of the Meek or Perun.
Let me re-go over Body and Mind again in my. And I was thinking of Dungeons and Dragons, but that's not legal in Commander because it's not a. Actual...
Yeah, Renshai's he's gonna whatever people do when they get mad.
He's gonna do what people do when they
Get upset.
So you get a
I don't know.
wolf, and then that player mills 10 cards. God, that just.
It's good in mill decks, right?
Yeah,
Kind of.
I mean,
If
I
you're
have
only
this
milling one player.
out of the swords. I have this in 2 decks.
I knew you do.
I have it in a mill deck,
It's
and I have it
definitely
in my
the-
wolf deck.
It's definitely the worst one.
But it's in 20,000, so it's actually in more than the one that you just picked.
I know, but it's been around for a decade. All right.
I feel like I have to because no matter we
You
got
don't
then
gotta
we get
do
all.
anything. Nobody's forcing you anything. You could do that other one. You could do.
Renchai said, "I will riot if you don't pick the D&D sword."
Right.
The
You could
D&D
do
sword is so
Seraph-
bad. Look at how bad that one is.
Like
Like
sigiled sword of Valerum.
the D&D sword it has protection from rogues and clerics, which
Right.
what? And you roll a D20 and you get a 4/4 dragon with flying if you hit 20. That's it. Oh wait, no, you do roll. Wait, whenever it sorry, you do get the 4/4 with flying. If you hit the 20, you do it again. Okay, so you do get a 4/4 every time. That's actually not too bad. But are we saying we can use this one? It's not legal in
Yes.
Commander. See, it says not legal,
I would
Commander.
let you. I would let you use it in the tournament, but not in a game. Actually, I don't know if I like that idea. I can somehow see that overtaking Feast and Famine for the memes. I don't know if I like that idea either.
Should I do it?
You can if you switch Sword of the Realms and Dungeons and Dragons in your picks. I'm okay with that.
No. Why am I switching the realms? I like the realms. It's 30k decks. I can't even get a. Oh man, I want the Dungeons and Dragons, but it is not legal. That's what I'm gonna say. Renshai, it's not legal, so I can't pick it.
Right. This is for Commander, and if you can't play it in Commander, why is it banned? Because it's an uncard.
Yeah, it's an see the thing there, and it's a silver border, Ba-doop, like that.
Yep. And so it's a silver backing, and it's not a real card.
Yeah. So that being the case, I got to finish the 10 swords and get it all done. So I will do Body and Mind and leave Caldra
All right.
all by its lonesome. Should I though? No, fuck it.
I already
I'm
wrote
doing
it down.
Caldra. I'm doing Caldra.
You son of a gun.
I'm doing Cauldra. This is the one that you get all the pieces and things happen, and you get
right. Yeah, I think it's a fan favorite. I think it's. I mean, it's not a good equipment, but I think there is the like want to build it type thing.
Yeah. So this one has the. If you get the other pieces, it creates a Voltron thing. But this by itself, for those of you listening. It's a 4-drop equipment, gives a equipped creature 5/5, and then whenever equipped creature deals damage to a creature, remove that creature from the game. And it doesn't say combat damage, by the way. It says whenever equipped creature deals damage. So if you're able to ping off stuff, you can exile them without having to do the attacks and stuff. So, all right. I think, let's get the matchups going here. All right, so matchups.
Right.
Let me pop back over to our slideshow. We're not going to show the matchups, but obviously, because it just happened.
Why weren't you working on that?
So, the number one overall, or the first round, or first matchup is going to be Sword of, what is it, Feast and Famine? Yep.
Feast and Famine?
Going against Cauldra. So, those
Sword of Cauldra, not the whole thing. I feel like you're cheating a lot here on this back end. It's just the Sword of Cauldra, not straight up Cauldra. I know, but I just wrote Cauldra, so I don't have enough space to write.
I'm just gonna do your side of the bracket first. Oh no, let's go with the rankings. So then we have Sword of the Animus going against Once and Future. Then the next highest match is going to be, what is it? 4?
Sword of Hearth and Home versus Sword of the Realms.
So it's the flip one.
Halvar.
Yes. And then we have T and J. What is that one? Truth and Justice.
Truth and Justice.
Going against Perunes. So it's Sword of the Perunes.
That's not going to be a good matchup. That might be real lopsided.
Then we have the next matchup is Fire and Ice going against Sword of Vengeance. And then...
That might be better. That might be closer than I'm hoping.
Then we have Forge and Frontier. Going against Vorpal Sword, which is the losing the game one.
And be okay.
Then we have two swords of whatever's going. Light and Shadow going against War and Peace.
War and Peace.
And then what are so those 7? We're on 8. So then we have Sinew and Steel
versus Sword of the Meek. And that's it.
Yeah, that is all our matchups. All right, so
that is it.
That is all the matchups. We will have those all up on YouTube community tab. So if you check out YouTube, go over to the little tab, and the voting will probably start maybe tomorrow, Tuesday, but for sure by Wednesday when the audio goes live. We'll have until next Monday for voting. So make sure you guys get that in there. All right, so that is it for that. Now we got to get to Staple Versus, and I haven't hit this button in so long. Let me get to our stuff here, though. Oh wait, no, we're on slideshow. We're on the right spot. I just need to get to this. And
Round 1.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight.
Staple Versus. So we had.
We don't have to talk about this.
We had for a while back. I mean, it was before Lowry went on his win streak of not being stumped for a while there. So we had Spell Stutter Sprite going against Mental Misstep. So how this works, for those people that are like, what the fuck is this that they're talking about? We have chosen 2 cards that are similar, and you have 1 spot left in your deck, and you have to decide which one of these cards you will put in your deck. Lowry, you had which one?
Mental Misstep, probably.
You're a liar.
Spell Stutter Sprite.
All right. And I had Mental Misstep. Where do you think this one went?
I'm worried. You have this cockiness in your voice that makes me feel like it was just a drubbing. Like I'm worried that I got like 30%.
You did better than that. You got 43%. So Mental Misstep wins with 57% of the votes. Hey, we get to wear the crown, or me get to wear the crown.
It looks good on you.
Yeah. All right.
It looks good on you.
We have for this week's battle of staple versus
You
Lowry.
son of a gun.
What?
Can I have at least gotten like the etched version? You go and take a full art Tybalt's Trickery?
What? I don't know what you're talking
no,
about.
you did that on
It's all that I
purpose.
had available at that point. The etched weren't.
No,
It wasn't good quality.
You
What?
lie. You lie.
What?
That-
What? Me? Who, me? All right, so what are we battling?
right.
This is going to be our
All
first, both of us completely sober, staple versus battle. No booze or anything in us.
That's fine. All right, I have Imp's Mischief, which is 1 in a black instant, and then you get to change target spell with a single target. You lose life equal to the spell's mana value. So it's kind of more of like a redirect kind of card, but it is a black-ish counterspell. That's how I'm gonna.
It's
that's how I'm gonna pitch
blackish?
it. Black. You know, it's not. It's well. Okay, maybe I should say a black counterspell-ish.
Okay, there we
That's
go.
that's the ish part.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's definitely a black card.
Yeah.
So
and then I was
What-
waiting for Wrencheye to chime in here, and we all know what he's going to vote for. I have Tybalt's Trickery. How is you've seen this card a couple times, right?
I still don't know how it really works. So can you read it to me,
Yeah.
please?
So it's 1 colors, 1 red instant, so the same amount of CMC. You counter a spell. You don't just change the target. You
Right, any
counter
spell.
a spell. Then you choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. So that's kind of nice, actually, if you were playing somebody that had like rats or Shadowborn Apostles or Dragons
You're not going to
Approach
go hit
or-
another one of those.
Right. You're not going to get that. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then they put the exiled cards on the bottom of their library in a random order. So it's doing the same thing as our Planner Chaos. In fact, if you can't cast it, like if you're
Chaos
like,
Warp.
or Chaos Warp. What did I say?
You said Plane of Chaos. Which is a card.
Which is
and a set.
it is both. It's fun when you get those cards when you're trying to search for it. Like,
Oh, son of
and
a
it's
gun.
and it's like the set name. And you're like, God, no! I want the card, not
Right.
all the cards
They
that are
give
in
you
that damn set.
And it's just like it's like 3/4 of the way through the list.
Yeah, it's so much fun. All right, so this one it counters. Yours kind of redirects. I mean, that's where we're at with this. And mine has a nice full art. Right?
Basically, you're stopping somebody from doing what they want to do. One is you can Imp's Mischief if they're trying to remove something. You can be like, your thing dies, or
So it's a specific thing though. Like
It
I mean,
can
it's,
be.
it's a single target. So you can't hit things that like. What do you do when there's overloaded Cyclonic Rift? The silence you hear is Lowry Smith.
well, if I was doing it, I would not want to cast either of these spells. So that would be. I don't know what you're asking me for. You said what would happen if you cast? I'm just putting words in your mouth. I don't know if you said that now.
I guess that was my big.
I agree. I agree that Imp's Mischief is a bit limited, but it's not going to flip into something that's just like bigger, better,
how
more powerful.
how often does that happen with you?
With
I
Chaos
mean,
Warp,
I understand if you're the one casting it, because if you're the caster of Chaos Warp, always get better stuff. Like that just happened
Always.
recently. Like we
Always.
had our game, I think live
Right.
stream, or was that? Yeah, it was a
I
live
think
stream.
it was at the
right?
cabin.
Or was it cabin? Yeah.
It might have been.
So, but when you're on the other end of it, when it's being done to you, do you normally pop into something better?
Right, but that's not how I work. Like my aura doesn't work that way.
I get it.
Right. So,
So
for
for
me
you-
personally, I would rather have Imp's Mischief 9 out of 8 times, like every time +1.
Why did
And
you?
so-
Why did you? 9 out of 8.
It's called 108%.
10%.
No, because that'd be
I know, but that's the when people say give 110 is like
Right.
whatever, but I get it.
so. But like Tybalt's Trickery, I get that, but you can flip into something big. Now, if everybody's playing crappy decks, then yeah, of course, Spell Trickery is going to be better.
It's
Right.
always going to be better. You're
I don't know if
countering a
it's always
spell.
going to be better.
You're limited to it. It has to target something. Like, what if it's
Do we
playing,
not target stuff?
What if they're playing a card that they win the game? You stop. You don't stop
Like target
it.
player wins the game.
No, we're
The
not
target player is now me.
I win. That's not
Right.
But then you lose life, so then you lose. Wouldn't that be funny if? Oh no, the spell would have to resolve. If your life was at like 3 and they played something that won the game, but then you killed yourself because you lost the life because yours loses life, you know. But
Yeah,
the resolve.
That's definitely something that would happen to me. But like, you could also steal auras with this.
Sure.
Like if somebody goes and puts like
Or I can just counter it.
Eldrazi conscription. No, I'd rather have
Oh.
an Eldrazi conscription
And
than have
take-
it countered and randomly something else.
Eldrazi conscription and take what? 8? Yeah.
10, maybe 12. I don't know.
It's not.
It's a big number.
It is. I think it's 8.
Why would I not want that on like +10/+10 and trample and annihilator too? Why would I not want that rather than some random ass counterspell?
Just getting rid of it.
Hmm?
You'd rather it just. You take.
I'd
the
rather just
damage.
take it.
Yeah. All
Right.
right. Gotcha.
Right.
All right.
You wouldn't?
Any other examples that you want to throw out there? I mean,
That's the best one
mine's
I
just
got.
that is the top. That is the peak of the exam. I just want some
That's
more
the
because
best
mine is
one
just
I
countering.
How about this? Somebody's trying to Comet Storm you, and they're targeting you with that Comet Storm at the end of the game, and you can be like, "I will lose that much life."
I'm gonna lose it anyways, but you're also gonna lose it. Somebody's gonna lose that life, right? Is that what you're saying?
Somebody else. Well, actually, you probably die before it finishes. No,
It depends what your life is at.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like either of these cards. Let's say that. Like, can we put a third option of voting for none of it?
I'll do that.
I
I'll
want
add a
that.
none. I'm gonna put that on there.
Neither. Bad choice, Lowry. Don't do staple versus.
All right. I don't have anything else to say. This one's just like my points have already. Yep, I already said all my points.
Hate this game.
That's what happens when. Oh, do you know what the EDH rec decks are with this? Because
No.
Tibalt's Trickery is at 103,000. Can you guess where?
Yeah, but that's like 100,000 of franchise decks.
Whoa, he has a lot of
Right.
decks.
Well, he just does stuff.
Oh, good for you.
He gets a no good for you. That's
Does he?
he's doing stuff, I guess. Yeah, and Imp's Mischief is at 35,000. So you got a third of.
That was a more expensive card back during Planar Chaos,
It's been around for a long time.
right?
Yeah, it's not good. All right. We're going to have tons of voting this week. We are going to have voting for Staple
That's true.
Versus. We're going to have voting for the tournament. So make sure you guys check out the YouTube page. Get the vote in. We'll announce. Well, we won't announce the winners for. Do we just announce the winner for Staple
We could do
Versus?
that. Yeah, we could do that.
We'll announce the winner next week for Staple
It's
Versus.
much more relevant.
Yeah,
at
because
that
then
point.
it's fresh in the brain and all that. That's it, guys. We are kind of, like I said, we're keeping this one tight again. Just got to recover, get
Look
out
at
of
us.
not being sick and all that stuff. But again, we do have some spotlight decks that'll be going this week. Probably some box openings of the secret layers and everything. So make sure you guys check those out when they hit. I think that'll do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love
Look at
boobs.
those.
I'm
So you
bumping
gonna
for
be able to, like,
honkers.
take a
I
nap?
love
Or go to
boobs.
bed?
Thanks for the memories.
I don't know. It's going to be hard.
love
I don't have anything in my
boobs.
system. That's what edibles are for.